Recording in progress. Good. So we're all good. So, yeah, this is like my very close family in the Wing Chun world. And I thought I'd present them to you. This is Alessandra.
Hi.
Hey, mate.
Pleasure.
Hey, mate. Hey, mate. Do you speak Australian?
Parli australiano. Hi, mate.
How you speak? Parlare italiano, australiano.
Perfetto.
On my left, I have Federico.
Sì.
And Federico, he's been doing wrestling, Greek-Roman wrestling for about 40 years. About 40 years. He's done a lot of Thai box, and he's helped me a lot to improve my Wing Chun, but I helped his wrestling with Wing Chun.
Hi, Sifu.
Good.
So we've been working together. Yeah. And on my left is my personal bodyguard. This is Christian, and he's a very close student to me. I had my oldest student, Biagio, but he's working, so he couldn't make it. But he said, please say hello to Sifu for me. Okay, I will.
Good evening.
Say,
My pleasure. Say hello back once. So, how is this okay for you? The lighting, everything?
This is excellent. This is excellent. How about, can you hear us? We're all good?
All right. I got 2 earplugs, so
That's everything's
good.
Cool. You can hear me well, no problem.
Yeah, I put you on my iPhone because in my village sometimes the electricity goes out, so the Wi-Fi is then disconnected, but the iPhone keeps continuing since the phone has its own thing, okay?
All right, as long as you can hear us well. Well, Sifu, honestly, thank you very much for accepting this interview. I've been looking forward to it for a long time. As you know, I spoke to you yesterday.
Have we started officially?
Yeah, we can start officially now if you like. Yeah.
Okay, it's fine for me. Okay, let's go.
So,
1, 2, 3, action.
we can add all this to the interview so people can feel good, whatever. If you don't want me to put anything, just tell me what you don't want me to put, and it's not a problem. I'll make a private link first, send it to you, you check it out, and if you say, yeah, cool, or if you trust me, I just do it. But I always want to respect people's personal views, their privacy, and try and make a positive publicity for the Wing Chun community, which is the aim of doing this. So, shall I start?
Well, I am a man of its word. Whatever I say, I'm behind. Don't worry about it. So I'm a man of its word. That's it. If I say something terrible, it means I want to say it.
Yeah.
I wanted to say it. Okay.
Understand.
So don't worry about it.
Okay. So, Sifu, I'll start like this. I started following you or knowing about you in the late 80s. As you know, I was in the AUE and then I transferred to the Italian WTOE, and Sifu Kuchufo took me in officially as his son, which I've always been very grateful because it opened the doors to Europe. It made me introduced to you, and I wanted to meet you for many years because I was following all your training principles since the 80s. I was still with my old lineage, and I have a lot of love for my first family. Sorry, I'm talking too much, but it brought me to the concept of understanding fighting directly. And the way you approached it, I thought, okay. It made a lot of sense to me for what it means for street survival, what it means working in security for many years, the close range dynamics that happens with 1 people, 10 people, 20 people. When you're in security, it's a mess. So I always had this philosophy to globalize our work and in different environments. So I spent my whole life studying the boxing, kickboxing, Filipino arts, knives, not so much guns. My brother He's a cop and he's an inspector of the police, and he's more specialized with the weapons. But it's thanks to the way you approach combat, which not many people understand, is very shocking to a lot of people when they read it for the first time. But they don't understand that a lot of times in real life, this is what's going to happen. It's just going to be so quick, so mean, so you don't know what's going to happen. So anyway, the first video, I had private videos, but then my first commercial video was this one.
Oh, wow. That's ancient. Stone Age.
And yeah,
1988, something like this.
Very, very interesting guard. Very interesting guard. We were studying this guard, saying there's a reason why he does this. So think of all the crazy conversations we would have had 30, 40 years ago. But this is why you've inspired me. I took my own path, but you were a very big influence, and that's how I wanted to start this podcast. I didn't want to seem like scusa. Sorry. They made a mistake with the computer. I didn't want to seem like I'm kissing your ass, right? But I really have a very deep respect for the work you've done for the community, and I think it should be recognised. I think people really like to hear about your training modules. Talked to you yesterday also about Mohammed, a really nice guy, and I think he's a great technician, honestly. What do you think? I'll start off with a question. We didn't want to go by the book, and I'll see what interesting question we can look at. Sorry for my glasses. Well, what would be the direction now that you want to head? If you wanted to talk a little bit about the past of Ebmas that you founded, and the fact that you went on your own, and you broke away, but you created something that was more practical for street self-defense, and the direction that you took. Did you want to talk a little bit about that, and so people have an idea of what Ebmas offers?
Okay, if I have the word, then first of all, I didn't break off from the EWTO. Okay. For me, as a Turkish person, first of all, people don't understand Turks because always being represented as barbarian historically, fighting the Crusaders, Christian, Muslims, all this stuff from the past. But Turks are born as a soldier, as a warrior, and farmer at the same time. We used to live in tribes like the Native Americans, like the descendants of Turks. From the Bering Strait, ice time, they moved 15,000 years ago to North America. So we all had to protect the villages. So this is our genealogy. So we all are pretty much family-oriented through that, but very protective in sense of nobody can talk bad about the family. That's very, very important. So many Mediterranean countries are like that, family-oriented. But with Turks, if you insult the family, chaos breaks out, like you go and defend, you fight. So first of all, second, I didn't break off from the EWTO. Cancer made a cop against me. Many people don't know. See, many people trash in a lot of these podcasts or whatever they do, or talk bad in the internet about me. People I met, they cross-sense. They know my power. They know I can knock out, I can hurt. But it's not this. Also, technically, I never fought. People go, "Oh, can we fight?" Even with you, when you come, I play with people. I don't fight. Fight for me is I'm going to break the bones. I'm going to knock the guy out and put him in the hospital. That's fighting. But when you do train and you go back home, shower, and then you hug me and we have a dinner together, that's not fighting. This is training. I'm teaching. I'm teaching the people to the limits, to bring them to the limits. It's not necessarily breaking bones. I mean, like really exhaustion. And if you have a good Thai box training, and I wrestled many, many years, or boxed many, many years, I come to that because the way you started in the beginning, so I can give answers to that as well, and come to Ebmas. And then you know why I think like the way I think. The thing is, if you have a very good Thai box training or wrestling, you go out of the gym all on you, crawling out of the gym. You're exhausted. You go home and you cannot even eat the soup. When I used to wrestle, we had the neck pulls. I had to eat my soup like this because I couldn't hold my neck for hours, right? So, but why I did all the other martial arts, I started 76 with Wing Chun. My real first Sifu, actually, who brought me to Wing Chun. Traditionalist, the person who brings you to Wing Chun is your Sifu. So because of the marketing and economics, Leung Ting and Kanspei create the Sifu title and charge money for it. So that becomes a part of all the money stuff becomes a part of Leung Ting and Kanspei in Europe and later in US, of course, too. So, in my country, in Turkey, when you talk to an elder guy, you respect him, you say Hoca.
Hoca.
Hey, Hocam. Yeah, Hocam means teacher. So it's the same thing in China. When you play, let's say, chess, you say Shifu. Hey, Shifu. It's a common thing, say teacher, right? So it means teacher, nothing else. But in the martial arts, because we punching and hitting, respect is very big. So therefore, Sifu has a special meaning. So people made a special thing, and Leung Ting and Kanspei made a business out of it. Yeah, but respect is very, very important and means father. It's family system, right? But the point is now this: why I did other martial arts when I started. I was Turkish in Germany. I had a lot of fights. Germans are very nice people. In every country, there's always 20% of idiots. Like racism or whatever. They don't like you or they're jealous of you or whatever. So I had a lot of fights in young ages, and I started the other martial arts when I met Wing Chun to understand Wing Chun. Many people do Wing Chun technically and do section. Every family, every organization have programs. Yeah, but what are they based on? That's the biggest problem people don't understand. Most of these programs are based on the ego of the leader because he wants to do something, and they live on combinations. So if the student becomes good, they change the combinations or create programs, create special programs for 4 or 5 years. And then when everybody is being knocked out economically, they create a new program for the next 5 years. So the point is they miss the real Wing Chun. Nobody goes deep into Wing Chun. I'm teaching 45 years professionally now, training 50 years, and I'm teaching the same Wing Chun. But of course, my teachings, my theory, and my programs in the sense of the applications or the application space have changed. Yeah. So and if you look at the core of Wing Chun, what do we advertise? Effectiveness, uncompromising, all these things. And then if you look at what they do today, they do compromise and the effectiveness is gone. They play and Wing Chun's image is down because of these programs and whatever these people do. Oh, you have to be soft. Oh, Chi Sao is the soul of Wing Chun. The only one thing has a soul is the living creature. Me, you, a dog, a chicken, sheep, cow, horse, elephant, tiger, they have souls. We are living. But an ideology doesn't have a soul. It's mathematics. Wing Chun is a scientific system, it's mathematics. And they don't teach science. They teach you techniques and they change techniques. Right? So if the student is good, okay, I'll give you the next technique. But what is those techniques based? They don't explain you static of any, let's say, Bong Sao, Tan Sao, whatever the static is, right? So, and all this stuff. And you see, when I fought, people always say, oh, he's a bully, he just goes and measures the people down. And I'm telling you one thing, what you probably hear first time too. More you can see my Wing Chun, more you see my Bong Sao or Tan Sao, worse is my Wing Chun. Be like water, my friend, remember? More you can see in a fight my Bong Sao, less good is my Wing Chun because I'm ice cube, not water. Less you see because I'm so fast and so flexible, like water. You think water's freezing all of a sudden? It becomes ice and then becomes liquid again? No, waters continue always being soft, always floating, like a river. So that's what people don't understand. So, and why I study the other martial arts, to improve my Wing Chun. And that's another thing. They always say, oh, I'm a martial artist. What makes you a martial artist? This is the problem. They don't even know. They can't even understand. It's not just my past, but how I train, how I preserve, and how I teach Wing Chun. Why is my Wing Chun different than the others? And I haven't created a new Wing Chun system. I'm pretty smart. If you believe in God or not nature or whatever you believe, I believe in God and all the prophets. I'm a little bit more cold on religion because religion is created by people, create chaos and killing each other for the same way to find the God. Well, we have all one God, but you have Christianity, the Orthodox, in Christianity, in Muslim, in Judaism, in everything is many, many different roads within Christianity of Evangelic, Catholics, Orthodox, Protestants, whatever, right? Same in Muslim, they're killing each other to find the God. So therefore, religion for me is a different story. But I believe in God, and He gave me a brain. I don't believe we are coincident on this universe. I think we're not here by chance. I think there's something bigger than us and give us something we have to prove ourselves through that, right? Improve and find ourselves to whatever the purpose and the end is. And the more closer we get to that, more enlightened we get, you know, and most people don't understand. So then I come to what I really want to say. The day you're born is the day less you live. That's what they forget. They think they never die. And I understood this very early in my life. Every day is less. So I want to do everything I do perfect. Now, with everything I do, if I train 10 minutes, 10 minutes, I must be exhausted. If I train something technical, I want to understand the 10 minutes deep. So, but now I'm not just a student. I started teaching with 18, and I promised with 18 that I never lie, never cheat any of my students, neither economically or theoretically or intellectually. And I kept it till today. I never cheated any of my students. Nobody can ever accuse me of that. So, next thing is why my Wing Chun, why the other martial arts? Everybody always citates from other books. Sun Tzu, Art of War. Right now, I said it's my word. How can I use my weapon if I don't know the weapon attacking me? If I don't know the psychology of a low kick and the power and where the power comes from, how can I know distance and timing if it's a low kick or a knee, which weapon of Wing Chun I put in? So that's what people forget, and that's that they don't train like this. Another thing is, if you look at, okay, Wing Chun is not made for sports, but Thai boxing became a sport. I mean, still effective for self-defense in a way, but that's not good defense. I mean, not a woman cannot block everything with the shin. That's not scientific, that's paintific. It's for tough people. Same as MMA. MMA is not a self-defense system. Look, I mean, how many punches they stop? The MMA fighter, the winner and the loser, and then look the same. Both are bashed, and one gets the arm and who wins, right? So that's okay because it's a contest like gladiatorship. It's like a old Roman gladiator. Two people go in and fight each other and come out. So there is no defense. I hit you, you hit me. And the one guy exhausts the other guy. Either he chokes him out or armbar or whatever or knocks him out. So it's really, you have a neck like this, you have to be trained. So Wing Chun is for the average person. That's why it's a system. Everybody can do Wing Chun. But why everybody can do Wing Chun? The same, like the technique, people love techniques. What I teach is mathematics. The same component of a formula, like 1 × 1 is 1. No power in the world can change this unless we land in a different planet where the matrix system is different. We live in our planet, matrix system, 1 × 1 is 1, and Wing Chun is based on that. Kung Fu doesn't have other mathematics or science. Now, when Kanspech made the cop against me, and the reason is, in the late 80s, when after William Chong, a few years later, I had private lesson, I come to the castle. You know, I never said the story, but last few years I'm telling because they did the cop, they backstabbed me, Leung Ting, and mainly Kanspech, but Leung Ting went along. He's dead now, but everything I'm telling now, I told to his face. So in 2000, December, I had a 10-hour talk. He came up to Kiel, I was a seminar, and then we talked 10 hours, from 6 p.m. till 4 a.m. and everything. I tell you now, I don't like to speak after dead people, but this was something I told in his face. So many times, even this in interviews I said while he was alive. He put the camera up in the lion castle in the training room. Remember the training room in the castle? So, and the mats, they were like tatamis. And I came and I was supposed to train for my, I think, 5th PG or something then.
Okay.
And then he said, okay, I mean, show me everything you can. I mean, what do you mean, Sifu? So it was like, attack. I said, what do you want me to do? whatever you can. So we did cheese out, and then he wanted to do this, and I just trapped him and hit his forehead. Come on. Look, there's no videos. You see everybody's videos or photos with him. Everybody, but why is not one video with me is putting up there? Because I always hit back. I always was fast. And you did a couple seminar with me. When you don't fight back, when I train you, I hit you more. See, the problem is if you touch him, you get smacked. Or the common thing of this Wing Chun world is nobody can touch him, Sifu. If you touch him, Sifu, smacks you. A student comes to me because he trusts me, and my job is to make his confidence super. But if he touches me, smack him, I do the opposite. I put his confidence down. How can he ever be strong in the street? Every time he touches me, I hit him. You cannot do this, you cannot do that. So it's my responsibility as a teacher to protect myself, to give the guy the room he can evolve, he can express himself. Right? So it's teaching, it's not a fighting. So what the heck if he touches your chest or whatever? So that's the big problem, one of the big problems in Wing Chun. So that's what happened. So and then second time, so he was shocked. We do it again. He tried something. I hit him again on his forehead. I said, with respect, it's okay. No, it's okay. No, you're my master student. And he goes, okay, go. And then he does something. I just went up and shook him and grabbed him down, just like William showing. And I holded him for about a good minute. He couldn't get out. And he was doing all that. He couldn't get out. And I said, okay, Sifu, okay, you get up. So Sifu, say, oh, you're my student. He wanted to hug me, and then he gave me a cheap shot with the elbow here, and I hugged him more. I said, oh, okay, Sifu. That was in his mind for 15 years. Yeah, and that's why he put the cup. I never cheated him. All this stuff in the napkin, he put my signature and his handwriting on a napkin. And if you read that, he's posted it somewhere, everywhere. I would never sign, and you know me, I'm a very strong character. I would never sign bullshit like this. I would never kiss anybody's whatever, right? So fuck them. Sorry my language here, but I would never do this. So this is what he did to other people before me. He kicked out this kind of cheap things, can't. That's his character. Doesn't matter. So now come, just to make clear, I did not leave the video. He made a cop against me on the 20 or 25th anniversary. He put 15 people there. If I come and crash, and they had guns, just which after his death, when he died, was it 2 years now or 1 year? Then I get the information that these people had a gun, and he get the command to shoot me if I when I go to the anniversary in whatever. Then he made me fly from America. I made seminars with his permission to me, and the school said permission. Then he lied to everybody that I had no permission. I was not listening. I was a rebel. I'm not a rebel. I built up Italy. You know that. I built up Italy. And when he saw there's money, he came and sit down and pushed me out of Italy.
Right.
Yeah. And every time I came, Kuchofo goes, oh, Sihing, this guy is strong. Can you punch him? I said, hey, you're the head of you can't even take care of your organization. Why I'm here, your bodyguard or something? You know, he always bring people that I have to punish because he couldn't handle. So I said, come on, and I want to teach. I'm not here like, if you want me to punch people, you pay me $10 million. I don't want to end up in prison punching people like this. You know, like they say, always the same, blah, blah. Anyway, so you know why all this happened with that thing. And these people, they had what somebody then told me, and Grandmaster Latosa told me, Emin, don't come down here. I was in Bremen at Starter School, and I was supposed to fly with him down. We got our tickets. And Grandmaster Rene told me it's all over. I said, what do you mean? It's all over. What do you mean? Ganspate said that he kicked me out, basically, that I was a rebel and trashed me there for no reason. No reason. All the big lies. The same thing he did to Sali Auju, same thing he did about many, many other people he kicked out. Anyway, that's him. He has to live this now, wherever he is now on the other side of the...
Can I interrupt?
Of this thing.
Sorry to interrupt. Look.
Of course.
This is about to come to an end, so I want to save the recording. And like I said, I'll send you another link now, so we get another hour. Okay? Can you wait 5 minutes?
Okay, then I go to Ebmas. Okay. Yeah, of course. I'm here.
You still got time? We still got a few more minutes, Sifu.
I'm in my pajamas. I'm waiting for you. Yes.
Okay, I'll close the meeting and I'll see you in about 5 minutes, Sifu. Yeah, okay. And I think now,
right, so
yeah, this is like
it's recording,
yesterday.
Right? It's recording.
Yeah, now we're recording, Sifu.
So after the cop Ganspech did to me, I was, of course, first of all, devastated. It's something I represented for 22 years. And I want to stop to teach. I want to go in the movie business. And that's why I was in America. But then my son, Wachtet, he created 3 logos. So like this logo, the big logo you see in the wall. He created 3 logos, the streamer one. I said, Dad, why you want to use AW, SEBTO? I was representing them in Turkey. I had the TWTO, Turkish Wing Chun Organization, Scandinavian Wing Chun Organization, except Denmark. I did Finland, Norway, Sweden. Then I had the North American and South America. I had a contract with Fernandez Leung Ting for entire South and North America. So when Ganspech get jealous and he canceled the South American one, all that stuff. But that's another story. I want to go not into those details. So I want to stop and said, Dad, why you just use your own name? And then I said, okay, then I don't want to put my name like Leung Ting Wing Chun, Auji Wing Chun, Ataseven Wing Chun, all these people with their names, Wong Shung. I'm an intelligent person, but I wasn't smart enough to create Wing Chun. So I haven't created Wing Chun, but I teach Wing Chun. And people always say, Boztepe created his own system. I didn't create my own system. I'm teaching scientific Wing Chun. Ebmas, Emin Boztepe martial arts system is your family, is your roof organization, is your club, is your company, whatever you want to see it as. And it's like if you would be with me, you would be Paul Ebmas, like Paul Boztepe or something. It's like so. Just imagine like it's your last name, it's your family. But in this roof organization or association, I have scientific Wing Chun and concept Latosa Eskrima, and then I have, of course, now very new is traditional arrow bow shooting and on horseback, which is my new hobby. And I love to do this. Yeah, because it's first of all, it's a Turkish traditional. It's older than any European because we brought the bows and arrows and horses to Europe. There was no horses here. The bow and arrow comes from Asia. That's the real. If you read the history, read.
Okay.
Turkish history goes 20,000 years. There was no English. There was no British. There was no Germans. So, you have to read. That's the problem with many people. Look, Art of War, I'm a martial artist. I'm not, all these people call them martial artists and also only do incest, only Wing Chun. Martial artist means you have to understand history of many, many countries, your own history. And most people don't even know anything about their own heritage. And I do. I know where I come from.
Yeah.
And
I know very much about my Genovese culture.
Yes. But look, we're the only nation in the world created 17 empires. There's only one British, only one Spanish, only one Portuguese, only one English, but 17 Turkish empires. So most people don't know that. They don't read. And they distorted the history. Just like Leung Ting has distorted a lot of the Wing Chun history. He lied a lot about things, changed them because to make himself like the king of all, and we all have supported him for many years. And like, remember the one photo with the head, and always everybody we were fighting the head was a photo montage, and it's true, was not Leung Ting. That was the original guy is somebody else. Leung Ting lied for years. Anyway, that's another thing. But Leung Ting did good things in reforming Wing Chun with the sections, Wing Chun section. All the other Wing Chun don't have that, which means you compass knowledge of each form, sets or something, and it's like a software, you give it to your student. Now you need to teach them the application of those softwares. And if every student has, and if your software, like your sections are complete, there's nothing missing, Then they learn the entire movements of each form. But the problem is, of course, Leung Ting was never deep enough into science, always elements. Cashman never even mentioned these things. Like height, width, depth, like dimensions, time, energy, and all that stuff. They don't mention it. So what makes Wing Chun scientific? So I was teaching all my life this. So after I created Ebmas, Boztepe created his own way. I didn't teach from one night to the another night. All of a sudden I changed. I like a super pill and then I created a new system. No, and I'm not arrogant to create a new system. I'm teaching something I'm very deeply believe in it and deeply have understood. And the only secret to understand Wing Chun, which most of these people didn't go through, suffering. They don't suffer. They don't train till they're exhausted. They haven't. Therefore, all these full contact sports will bash Wing Chun because there are lots of very poor Wing Chun people. And now it's fashion in Asia. Put like an old Wing Chun guy against an MMA guy and they slap him around. And they say, oh, Wing Chun is trash. Wing Chun doesn't work. But this is martial art racism, what they're doing. But if two MMA guy fights, then they say, oh, McGregor lose and Habib win. Why don't they say MMA lost? They name the people's name. Why if a Wing Chun guy they put against a more professional Thai boxer or like an MMA guy, why they don't say Hans lost against Max? Why don't they say that? No, Wing Chun lost. So they make the entire system bad. And that's the martial art racism, and I don't like that. But comes to me, oh, Boztepe is different. Or like, oh, well, I would fight Emin Boztepe's students. Fight my students. They're all good. Many of them are very, very good. All my top students, 60% of Kenspecht European chief instructors or something, or Latin American after, they went through me. They learned from me several years. Saliao just 6-7 years private, Atta 7, Hans-Jürgen Remmel in Brazil. They all came to me for 6, 7, 8 years private partial students. And as many people don't know this, they forget this. They learn fighting to me. Without me, you would never have heard of these people's name. Look at, of course I respect Danny Santo very, very much. But imagine if he would never have met Bruce Lee. Would you ever have heard of Daniel Santo? Not in this way, right?
No, I don't know.
Just take Bruce Lee out of Daniel Santo's life. What is left? So that's what I'm trying to say. Chuck Norris, I know, is a very gentleman, very nice guy. I know these people personally, right? Chuck Norris, very nice gentleman. He was a champion in America. He was already known, but worldwide he wasn't. If he would have not been in the Way of the Dragon in the Colosseum, people would have not talked so much about, and maybe he would be not big in movies, right? So Bruce Lee gave a lot big thing. And the same with me, people have trained with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, for years. That's it. So who built up? Of course, I was many Wing Chun instructors give hard work to make EVTO big, or the International Wing Chun Martial Art Association, Leung Tings. But the most was me. I was the frontman of all. I did so many shows. I did a Pascal de Buda all over Italy several times. I did all over the world shows. And what did I get for? Backstabbing. So when I created Ebmas, I didn't change, but I could first time teach freely. And every seminar, when Kenspecht want me to teach anti-grappling or this, I changed the cheese. Oh, stop. This is too advanced. He stopped. Or kicked the vents. Oh, no. But the time I was alone in Italy, Italian became very good fighters of my seminars. It was tough. My seminars was quite, you guys suffered a lot in my seminars, 6 hours sweating. And that was why we had good instructors there. And then when he saw that there's people coming, Amy makes money, then Kenspecht came and sat in. Yes, please.
Meeting you, Sifu, I had 7 years with Sifu Stephen Fisher, who I really I love that guy so much.
We all have, look, this is plus and minus. Plus and minus make the light go on. You have your experience with people, I have mine. I do not want to destroy your experience. You can love everybody. Stefan Fischer did his first, second technician partial with me.
Right.
Believe me, he came to Kassel. He didn't want to cross hand with my top students. They smacked him. To the outside, he looked tough, but not in my classes. Yeah. And where is he now? Where is he now? All these people are so big. All these people have backstepped me. Where are they now? They didn't build up anything. I built up Turkey. I built up Scandinavia. I built up United States. I built up a lot of schools in South America, right? And I built up entire Europe for Kansprecht. All the instructors are good. They did work, but I was the front man. Doesn't matter. Nobody can take this away from me. It's not about that. I don't care about that because it was passion. I'm passionate. I love this art, but for me, if somebody teach me something more scientific, more than Wing Chun, I will stop Wing Chun. I'm an intelligent person. Why should I do something if there's something much better? So far, nobody could put my back down. Right? And still, I'm a human. I can lose. But still, scientifically, there is no method in the world beats Wing Chun. But we are de facto human. De facto human. Yeah. The Thai boxers knock out MMA guys. The MMA guys knock out Thai boxers. The Wing Chun guys knock out Thai boxers. The Thai boxers knock out Wing Chun guys. This is man. Because some people don't train their weapons. If I give you the best weapon, right? The best weapon, you never shoot. And somebody comes with a 9mm Beretta, shoots every day, he will probably kill you because you cannot even handle the 45 Magnum. Do you understand? Same thing is, when you buy, of course I don't have the money, a Bugatti with a 1,500 horsepowers, Bugatti doesn't give you. You must come for 3 weeks to learn to drive the car. This is big. It's dangerous for other people on the street. So you have to come and stay in Bugatti and train for 3 weeks how to drive the car. So now we go in Monte Carlo, the road in Monte Carlo, La Spezia, up in the Serpentines, right? So imagine you're driving a Fiat Uno, 500 Fiat. You're probably better driver than the guy never drive the Bugatti because he will fall down the hill.
Right.
Do you understand? The guy drives good, like Schumacher will drive the 500 better than the guy never drove a Bugatti. So Wing Chun is the best technique. But the human factor, if this guy is lazy, doesn't suffer like a Thai boxer, doesn't suffer like a Lucha Lotta guy, doesn't suffer like a kick Thai boxer, doesn't suffer like an MMA guy, he gets his ass kicked. It's not the problem of Wing Chun. Therefore, I hate those idiots that always say, Wing Chun doesn't work. Because they don't understand, first of all, they're not deep enough into Wing Chun to understand Wing Chun. I understand Taekwondo, Karate, Judo, wrestling. I practice. Again, Sun Tzu. I can teach wrestling. I can teach Thai boxing if I want. I can teach boxing if I want. I practice so good, but I never taught this because I'm not arrogant. For me, it was how to understand and my Wing Chun effective against this weapon. I have to understand this weapon. So this was not after I was out of EVTO or Leung Ting. This was all my life. Before even I started martial arts, I was fighting. So when with 14 I started with martial arts, this was all in my head. How can I beat the other guy? Because I don't want to get punched. So, and 2 years into martial arts, when I was 16, then I said, this is what I want to do. This is my love. This is what I want to do forever. So, and I study air-conditioned heating system engineer, finished 3 years my school. I get my diploma with 18. 2 weeks I worked in that. I opened my first Wing Chun school and stopped. I just worked this. And with 22, because I punched somebody when I was 19, a German guy who attacked me, broke two German guys. I broke both nose and they sued me. So I had to pay a lot of money. So then what happened is I started to work in a nightclub with 22 for 2 years. And I had in 18 months, 117 fights in the nightclub. I'm 22, all big pimps, tattoos, these guys in Europe, all these prostitutes selling idiot man. I hate that, disrespectful people. I punched them a lot. I was 71 times in court. Kansprecht always got the court reading this about me, what the court said. So, and then he was like, oh, and sometimes some of this he pretended was him. Like the video you show me, real world self-defense, the video, some of that he put, I think one of the fight he put in the Vitir world, pretending like was him, I think. Anyway, so when I started Ebmas, I could teach freely. I was free because every time stop. And I'm so angry today because Leung Ting and Kansprecht forbid us to take videos. No, don't take videos. Don't publish videos. And that was my best years. I should have taken every second videos of me. And I'm still ripped. I still have my muscle. I'm 63. In 6 months, I'm 64. I punch still hard. I train. And I had operation. I had cancer. And in 6 operations, the doctor make a mistake. And I'm still here. COVID came right after. I never give up. Most people have stopped.
Yeah.
And my muscles are all coming back here. My everything is boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's not to show up, but you're a warrior or you're not a warrior. It's all mental.
Yeah.
Because suffering. Wing Chun is based on Taoism, balance. But to reach balance, how can you be balanced if you don't know the other side? You know the word yes, Paul. Yes, right? The word yes. Please explain me yes. How can you explain me yes? My friends over there too, familiar. Explain me yes. How can you explain me the word yes? How you know yes is yes?
See, it's an acceptance.
I do a little bit philosophy.
It's an acceptance.
You can, no. Yes cannot exist without no.
Okay.
Yeah, if I don't have the word no, niente, no yes. Black. How you know black is black if white don't exist?
Yeah.
So now little Taoism for you, yin and yang. Now understand, to reach that, you have to become a Buddhist. What is Buddhist dealing with? Suffering. But physically translated, Buddhism in Wing Chun is training hard. If you start Kung Fu, you're weak. You're not trained. How can you be balanced if you don't know the other side? Power. If you don't know power, you're already weak. So you train hard to get power, and in the middle you become flexible, you become balanced. How your muscle understand explosivity if you only do bangsa, tanza, bangsa training, but no focus mitts training, no real action, no sweating hard, no cardiovascular deep, no technically you cannot use your shoulders. I break every record. Leung Ting, oh, in Hong Kong they make 5-minute wall break. I did 2 hours non-stop. 3 days I was in my bed because my back hurt. Ba, 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 bam. And then he was shocked. He hated me, Leung Ting. I did everything better. Because it's all here. It's a real warrior is here, nothing else. So that's the problem. So you need to suffer, become a Buddhist first to become balanced. You have to understand the other side. If somebody is very, very strong, he needs to be softened. He needs to be the other side. He's already strong. So he needs to soften to become flexible. So, and Confucianism is the hierarchy. Do you understand? Like our forms, Siam, Tao, Cham, Kyu, Byuchi, it's a hierarchy. It's like Sigung, Sijo, Sifu, Sihing. Yeah, it's a hierarchy. That's just to make the organization work. We don't fight each other. So respect. So most people don't mention these things in their seminars. They don't talk about this because they're not in real Wing Chun. Yes, they have a high degree. Or people, I don't want to mention their names, second, third technician running around with yellow T-shirt. They're now grandmaster, and I always call them grandmothers. And I have zero respect because they're cheating the other people on real knowledge. They have not finished. And then they go and buy and copy from videos other people's forms.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So, and then they say, I learned. What did they learn? So, and then they create secrets. And then they live by movements and copying. You know the good thing, what I always loved about wrestling and boxing, you make a mistake in boxing, bang, you get one punch. Hurts. Ouch. In Wing Chun is not there. Always technique, tanza, bongza. Look, I'm one of the most famous people in Wing Chun. I'm the biggest critic of Wing Chun people. Of Wing Chun people, because they don't train. So the method of a focus mitt in Thai boxing, MMA, kickboxing is the same. But the engine is different. We go bam, 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 bam. They mix, while the boxer bam, 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 bam. MMA goes bam, bam. Right? So they have different engine, different motor, but the method is the same.
Yeah.
Right? So how many motor do you have? You have boxer motor for Porsche, you have Rose cylinder, V cylinder, auto motor, Wankel motor, right? So different motor, what do they all do together? They produce energy. But which is the most sufficient? Which is the most use less gasoline, make more power, right? So all the engines the same. So depends how you move. Inside Wing Chun or like karate move different is a different motor than Wing Chun. But the method, you need gasoline and you start. So it's sweating, training, suffering.
We got 7 minutes remaining. I think we've done another hour. But we could maybe come.
But you have other questions. I don't know if I touch all your questions.
No, I mean, what do you think? Maybe one of the most important things. What is your view in general? Because we live in an internet world. A lot of people make even money on the internet. I'm not one of them. I wish I do everything on a free profile, and I'm happy to do it. But you see a lot of people living in the internet world, and then after the year 2000, I started a long time ago. All of a sudden, Wing Chun, then Internal Springs, and then Red Boat, and then all these things came out. And I'm thinking, how come in the 70s I never heard shit? I never heard shit in the 70s. Not in the 80s, not in the 90s. It's like when you broke away, boof, all the internet went crazy. So now we got people proposing Wing Chun in different ways. So what my question is, there has to be a balance, right? Do you think there's any good material out there besides me?
Well, I mean, well, you're special, Paul, because the good thing with you is you have some qualities, which is my number one. You up the face to people. People don't like to hear the reality and the truth. And that's it. And you do this with your old videos. You did this with your old videos. You like me or you don't like me. I have no problem. I don't. Nobody needs to like me. But the point is, nobody ever criticized my skill. You don't need to like Emin Boztepe's character. But you know what? When Bruce Lee was alive, many people didn't like Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
They talk bad about him. He's arrogant. He's this, right? So that's when you're alive, and it only proves when you have many people, and if people don't like your shows, it means you're perfect, you're good. So very good people have enemies. Very good people have people talk bad. So thank you very much for these people that make me even more famous. So if nobody talks about me, this means I'm not important. So I'm doing something wrong. If you do something good, right, you have people oppose you. You have people attack you because you're good. That's it. Very simple. What can I say? I never look. My philosophy is many people in the internet. All this is I do a couple times, and people ever touched me, ever met me personally, never talk back. But people never met me, don't even see me. They're the assholes. Sorry, they can't be there. They're the ones that texting. So who gives a shit if there's a sack rice falling in China or they're texting there? Who gives a damn? Nobody. And same thing. Many people talk about William Chun and all that stuff. Fucking 40 years old thing. I don't care. I don't care. Here the big mouth is challenges in Combat Magazine. Everybody can read. He talked bad about Grandmaster Yip-Man. He talked bad about Bruce Lee. And he talked bad about Leung Ting. It is my family way back then. And he said all the Leung Ting students are fat and lazy. So he challenged anytime, anywhere, and place. If you put something like this on, somebody comes. It was me. So because he insulted everybody. He wanted to be the boss. Nobody can be the boss. Look, Cancerway is dead. And is anybody the boss of the EVTO? No, they're going to separate. They're going to go in every different organization. Some small part will stay with those people who was deep with Cancerway, right? So if Leung Ting, he's not very well either. He will pass away. I will pass away too. But what I do is different. My system in Ebmas, nobody will be the boss of anybody. So I have a new thing, which means anybody is from another organization, has our own organization, has 5 schools, 10 schools, even 1 school. It's an autonomous. Let's say his school is Athletic Wing Chun Bologna, let's say. Mm-hmm. Is associated with Wing Chun, with Ebmas. So he's associated with me. He can produce exactly the same colors, my uniforms, but he can put head instructor if he's not a Sifu, Sihing, Marco Bombali, or he can say Sifu, Marco, whatever, Bolognese, whatever, right? or cappuccino, whatever, just to make you. So I have no problem with that. But anybody comes to me with the technicians, they have to learn. So my students pay my technician program, they have to pay the programs to me. But I don't touch the students. The membership fee, passport, they must print themselves exactly the way I give them. And the membership that goes to them. They can give seminars, goes 100% to them. I only take 60% from the test because I have the certification. I can control the quality. And then instructors, and they must hold 2 seminars a year with me. That's it. They have no other, so that they can't risk or lose anything. And I have no contact with their students, only in the seminars.
Right.
So most people are afraid of organization because the method Canspeth and Leung Ting has met is ripping off people. You know, they're the only monopole, and the instructors they struggle, they never make money. This way, everybody makes their money, but they get the best teacher. So they want to learn from me, but they're afraid to enter an organization, even in Ebmas, my old way. So all my old students, instructors, they can keep the old way, pay me school fees, or they can also go to the new way and only pay me one time for my name. It's the €1,000 one time a year for copyright of my name, and that's the least I deserve, nothing else. So basically there's no money that much involved. So that's why I have more success. So after COVID have hurt all of us. Yeah. So I'm rebuilding. I had over 500 schools in 50 countries. I was down to 80 schools. Now I'm building up again. And people coming, they're afraid sometimes of me, this and this, but now they see, oh, he's open. I give the seminars. I don't kill people in my seminars, but the information I give is totally overwhelming, right?
Cool.
So I can give you a lesson. So come to the online lesson. Well, I'm looking at a lot of these Wing Chun people. It's okay. I have. Look at most of my students are very fit. If you say that they're not very fat, but I have some people because genetically they have problems, or some are like this. Some are like food. Some are like they drink their alcohol, whatever. But they're still good. They're aggressive. You want another session?
I'm one of them. I like my alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Not look. Everybody, sometimes about this. Oh, next Bruce Lee, next year. Oh, and this, the new Bruce Lee is coming. New Van Damme is coming. Man, I said, why you want to be Bruce Lee? I'm Emin Boztepe. I trained to be me. That's what I told you 20 years ago. Find out, suffer, train hard to go to your limits and find the truth about you, where you are and where you want to go. So you are you. There is no copy of anybody. There is no other Bruce Lee. There's no other whatever you want to put the name. There's only one person of each. You have to make, and the best thing is to create the best instructors. I want my students to learn scientific Wing Chun, explain the next generation what really Wing Chun is based on, and train them, not just take their money and teach. Oh, the first thing you got out, I have a problem. Your nose doesn't fit in my screen. Grande noso, Paul. Molto grande noso.
It's a common thing.
Noso de papa. Noso de papa. Hey, uno turco parlare italiano, no segreto con turco, eh? Okay, continue, my friend.
But, there's a million things we could talk about. I wanted to ask you just basic stuff. It's like, do you give a lot of importance in talking about, you were talking about energy and stuff like that. So do you get involved with body mechanics, teaching how the functionality of a techniques? Because me personally, I slow everything down and try and make them understand the full value of a bong sao, the multifunctional, from my perspective, applications of just one technique. Because I always tell my students, if you're in attack mode, I said you don't have time to think. So your defense and your attack is almost the same thing for me when there. It's not like I start being passive and then I go. When I attack them, I try to be passive and active at the same time. So in the internet, we get a lot of people talking about body mechanics. I'm not really big into Qi. I mean, I understand Qi and all that stuff. I look at things very scientifically, and I try to. So, we have a natural energy balance in the earth that derives from the ground. They call it the Schumann's resonance. And that factors in with our brains and how they function. And I like to study a lot of this sort of thing when I'm studying Qi Sao. And one would say to me, but who gives a fuck? When I hit the bastard, he's not going to worry about a bong or if you're passive, not passive. I mean, it's true. It's true. I said, but, we're not going to be fighting for the rest of our lives. At 60, I want to give you a better quality technique so you know how to deal with something without too much bullshit in your head, because a fight, sorry the language. A fight is so dramatic and quick.
It's your show.
Shocking.
I understand what you're saying.
It's aggression.
Now listen, But the point is this now. Look, I teach, since I mention the word scientifically, I teach very pragmatic, academic, but very, very physical. So depends who you're teaching. What you just taught me, you're going from yourself. You have a knowledge in motion of Wing Chun already. So how do you do this with beginners? First. Second, what you just mentioned as an example, the guy said, oh, who cares about this? I knocked the guy out. The point is, most people, again, Wing Chun people, they are lazy. They don't train their punch power. They go pa 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 and chisa. They do all this. No footwork really. They don't connect. Their hands are faster than the footwork. Most EVTO guys stand there with this magic hands, and they get slapped around and they don't move. And now the guys are moved. They have Eskrima step. There's not even Wing Chun steps. It's the same like Gutierrez with the wing evolution. There's no more Wing Chun steps. They're all open. Anybody kick your groin. Wing Chun is about self-defense. That when you get attacked, you counter-attack. Your defense is attacking better than the guy, but you go in as a weaker person, protected. You can't have like a wrestling position in your footwork, open your groin, because there's no rules. Or like in MMA, I kick the groin at first. It says the guy says, hey, I'm MMA, I kick your balls. That's it. Right? So what if there's a weapon? I mean, there's a target, right? So, but the point is, the guy, first of all, I teach my students who have no Qi Sao till 5th student grade. Conscious. There is no active and passive. It's the wrong word. First of all, people don't use the right terminology. What is passive? Explain me passive. People can't. Passive means zero involvement. You're passive. How can you be passive when you contradict yourself by saying, oh, Wing Chun is always forward energy? Just explain me that. How can you teach your students, oh, Wing Chun is always forward energy, and then they'll be passive? So the right word, my friend, please. No,
I was going to say, do you believe much in meditation, breathing? Do you think this helps?
Of course, but everybody, again, has a different way of meditating. My meditation, high intense training. It's when I relax. Look, my speed of my techniques depends on my partner I have in front of me. If the guy is fast, I go doubled up. Because I trained always like this. More intense. And, I had wrestling sessions up to 5 hours non-stop. We didn't even drink water, non-stop. And Reza is still in Los Angeles. You can ask Reza, but Mesut is in Germany. Reza was 2-time world champion. Mesut was 5 years the Balkan champion, Scandinavian champion, European champion. I had top people when I was 22, from up to my late 20s, early 30s. I wrestled for 10 years with them every day almost. They waited for me because they could not handle my cardiovascular, my speed. When I freed up, I just punched them around like babies. They know that. Nobody will ever deny that, these guys. But of course, with points, put your shoulder like freestyle or Greek Roman, put your shoulders on the ground, you get the point. But in the street, this doesn't happen. So we do free, and then we get just do this, or we dive and pull the leg pull for hours, neck pull for hours. I told you I had to eat my soup like this. I had to hold I couldn't. Which one? You're the wrestler, right? So you know when we do neck pull. Yeah, when you do neck pull, you do this, right? So, but look, we have all this in Wing Chun. Yes, exactly. When you do a lot, you go, no super, no, no super. So we have this in Wing Chun, in the Wooden Dummy form, the first set, the neck pull. So how you strengthen your neck. So we have all that stuff in Wing Chun, but people don't know how to apply it. So first, people don't have Chizao. I teach them to train your weapon. Don't have a gun with a noise bullet. Have a sharp bullet, a real bullet. How? Train your focus mitts, train your wall back, train your heavy backs, the hooks boom combination. I teach them the hooks and application within the first 5 student program, knee, elbow, all the attacks. So if your attacks are powerful, that will stop the fight. Now, when they come in the stage of Chizao, they will be more flexible and more faster and more coordinated. And this is the difference what your friend said, what's the matter? I just knocked the guy out. But the way you knock out with Chizao, if you train your basics, if you train your punching, the attack power, Faksaos, Chansaos, punches, all your power, kicks, knees, if they're powerful, with Chigurg and Chizao, you're much faster. You're more coordinated and more powerful. That's the difference. You're more like water, my friend. You're more fluent. That's the difference between how you punch. So I come back to the beginning of the interview. Remember, I said people say, "Oh, Emin Boztepe is a bully." In my shows, most of my shows were very aggressive. Boom, people fly and lie and boom, do, and they say, "Oh, this guy is just brutal." You don't see technique. Again, when you can see my bongzao, then I'm not like water. I'm like an ice cube. Less you see my technique, better is my skill. More fluent is my skill. More you see my technique, more ice cube I am. Less good I am in Wing Chun. A good wrestler, he goes there, dives you and grabs you up like your marshmallow, right? A good wrestler is so light. Many people pull good wrestlers. You don't feel them. Good wrestlers, they have Chizao without knowing. They don't know Chizao, but from this crawling, going in like this, they have sensitivity, but nobody explains the wrestler that. But over the years, they have sensitivity. They feel. Even they can close their eyes. They can wrestle with you. Yes, many people know that. They don't know that, and they only talk bad. Do you understand what I'm saying? Good, yes. Please, good wrestler have Chizao. What we call Chizao, like sensitivity. When you grab, you touch, they feel, they go boom, and you go this, and they go poof, and then they can dive, and they're very. No, again, most Wing Chun people have very weak legs. Most Wing Chun people have weak legs. The wrestlers have very strong legs. Boxers, good boxers have strong legs. But the Wing Chun people have this muscle is bigger, than this muscle, or this muscle, or this muscle. Yeah, I train my body. I trained it with Wing Chun, and I supplement it with other exercises to make it powerful. And I'm 63. I'm still ripped. To my operation, I had my organs blow a little bit because 6 operations with a lot of chemicals. It's gone now. Look, I'm like almost before. I have a little bit more here. It's training it back, but it's chemicals. It's very difficult. But 63, I'm still active. Most people stop. Right? So to come to Chizao is a training method like focus mitt. Again, people say, "Oh, Chizao has a soul." Chizao is a method, is an ideology to create flexibility, coordination, speed, whatever drill you with it. You can do different type of exercise with Chizao, with the programs you have, and then you mix them. Yeah, and that's a big problem people don't do. And then you drill them, and then you go back on the focus mitts. You go back on the heavy backs. You go back on the real latzo, not this karate, paksa punch. This is not Wing Chun, block punch. That's why I do chain punches, which naturally. And then you go in all your techniques. The guy intercepts, and then you have to do bongzao or something. And because you're all the time active, there's no stopping. And then you have the traditional latzo, no contact, and you go in like in the street. But the one with my way of doing it, also a training. These are all training programs, Paul. Together, supports the system, together is the system. Now, to come to passive and active, and this is private lesson for you too, my friend, today, after so many years, it's not the word passive active, it's conscious and subconscious. It's the correct determination of this. Your bongzao is all the time active. Why is active? Because the other force is suppressing and deforming, yeah? And then when he steps in, he's rotating you. But it's in a split second, bam, that fast. Boom, 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 there's your bongzao. But you don't think, because it's the same thing when a guy jumps in and grabs the wrestler goes around and grabs his neck and can make a bridge, right? Overthrow him, or go and grabs him on the leg and throw him. So fast, because he has the sensitivity too. But the Wing Chun has a specific, right? So you can right, because you're hit. You don't try to grab, so you hurt. Wing Chun people try to hurt you because they're weaker. Philosophically, ideology created by two women, they're weaker, so they must have aggressive attacks, and they must train their attacks before Chizao, and when they hit Chizao, still within Chizao. Many people are very fast with the hand, but there's no power. Pa, 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 and you go like, and that's another thing. This muscle, mostly quack, 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 they talk too much. They talk too much. And then my students, you see myself, I let them train. Sometimes I go purposely on my phone to be away because I talk. I want to be the best because the seminar is to give information. But then I have to push because I see it and I can't hold myself, hey, do it better this. But sometimes I have to step back so they have time to train and understand. So what you do with the Chizao, the method is rehearse, repeat, or drills one movement 1,000 times, just one movement, to put from conscious to subconscious into your muscle memory. So it becomes a natural move. You don't think anymore. Basically, in simple words, you tire out your brain, because everything you do consciously, you learn. This is the way of learning, the process of learning. You study. But when I do free, all of a sudden they block, because it's not in their system. It's not in the subconscious. So the repetition of thousands and thousands times of one movement, not one time, you have to repeat it. Yeah, and the other techniques. And then later, when you have many, many techniques, you put them and you mix them. Now you mix them. You don't know what is coming. So you train. That's the point. And you sweat. And then you train the power, the knockout power. What is the most thing you know about me? Sifu Emin is punch power. See, he's powerful. That's what you hear. And then, but you don't see his technique. He's bully. I'm not a bully. You just don't see my bongzao. You have to watch faster. You have to look faster. So the idea is...
My experience with you was, I remember as you being very soft. This is what I remember. And it was very hard to feel you. We were working, I think we were just working first and second sections. It was quite amazing. But then if you wanted to, then you just simply added power into your technique and you'd shift us away without any problems. So I was pretty impressed with that.
Yeah, but the thing is, you did tournaments, you did Thai boxing. Takes you 3 minutes, 1 minute's break, 3 minutes, depends on the arrangement of your fight, could be 5 minutes. But you see, the most fights I had in real, they were just seconds. Knock them out, that's it. Everything gone. Because the punch power is very, very important. You don't have the referee, you don't have the dancing around. You're somewhere, even in the street. Even the guy start to jump around like a boxer, you catch him. Once he's close enough, you just boom. Most people could not handle the punch power. That's very, very important, Paul, and that's what they don't train. Wing Chun people don't train that. And I did the tournament. Eveto never did. I put even on video just to show my own students, and they were the biggest problem. More heavyweight, they start to look like MMA. They had no cardiovascular. The kids did the best Wing Chun. We had under 18, no knee, elbow. The higher, we had elbow and knee. We had 16 fighters. From morning 9 till evening 6 or 9 o'clock, we had fights.
When was this?
In Koblenz, in Neuwied, Koblenz. Wow. This is like in the early mid 2000s when I Ebmas, and it's a video. You can look Ebmas tournament or something. You can Google it up. I'm sure that. Look, I don't produce these videos which you show. You had my video. I had like about 20 these cassettes specific about certain topics.
Yeah.
So if you look at my videos and other people, they always show how tough they are. Mine's are really educational. That the people who watch my videos understand punch power, understand knife defense, understand cheese or footwork, understand it. If you look at all topics, and I'm going very deep into that. But again, when you met me, it was a different stage in my life. Today, I'm a different stage. You know, your involvement of Wing Chun, but the most important, I'm still physical. That's what people forget. That change their age, but they stop to train harder. I don't train as I'm 20s, in my 20s or something, but I train, you know, and that's, I mean, you can see I'm fit. So another thing, Paul, is, you know why my Wing Chun is so different than other people's?
No.
I tell you, this is what they're scared of telling.
So I was going to say,
this is what this,
because you got this, probably because you've had this combat warrior mode most of your life.
Of course.
Yeah.
This is all there. But the reason why my Wing Chun is different than them, I make a million mistakes. And they're scared to admit that. I make so many mistakes when I was learning. And I said, no, 1,000 times again. So you cannot hit me. Hit me. Bam, 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 bam. My hands were blue, green, till the guy couldn't go through. So I made a lot of mistakes because this is the way of studying. This is the way of learning. Nobody's born perfect. But these people running around like these grandmothers are all perfect. Oh, they talk, they sit there and, oh, Wing Chun. I don't care. I'm also not in the mainstream of Wing Chun. You know that. I'm not in that whole scene. I do my thing, my Ebmas, I give my seminars. I never steal people's students. I don't ask. People come to me, ask me to join, right? So I never call anybody's student, hey, come me, woo, woo. I don't need it. I never did it. It's not here. I teach because I don't want to take my experience into my grave. I want to share. And the only thing I will leave behind is the students who have understood me, who will carry out the message I'm giving. And it's not Emin Boztepe Wing Chun, it's scientific Wing Chun. You know, if I would be egoistic, I would put everywhere my name. My name is already on my uniform in my organization. That's enough. Cool. It's a Emin Boztepe martial arts system. So we have arrow, bow, shooting. We have traditional and eskrima and Wing Chun. Maybe one day I put even inside Ebmas wrestling. Who knows? Or thing. But see, I understand wrestling. And what people don't understand about science, Paul, is the mathematics. If an architect can build a high-rise building with 20 floors or 50 floors, I can use the same mathematics, build the building horizontal, build it long. So when you fight stand-up, Wing Chun, why can I not fight on my back on the floor? So, and the idea of the wrestling, remember, Sun Tzu, I told again in the beginning that the people going to listen to this interview, they understand me better. And that's why I'm so aggressive at explaining. If people think they're better than me, I don't give it them. As long as they don't touch me, everybody can be number one. Sorry, everybody can say they're number one. But if they say I'm number two, then they have to come and prove it. I'm not saying I'm number one. But if they say I'm number two, please come and touch me. I'm 63. Touch me. See if you can take the echo. It's fine. That's the whole thing. They can call me arrogant. I'm not arrogant. I'm not the most people who are very confident, and I'm confident. They call these people arrogant. They're not arrogant.
Personally, if I had to confront you, right, I would come and I say, here's my chessboard. I'm very good at chess. You want to play? Oh, it's just a joke.
And I would say you already win. You
are you know, the whole purpose of this interview is, I think it's been good because I think people need to hear a different side, you know, to things, to reality.
People need to be serious about Wing Chun, Paul. People need to be serious. They're not serious. They're all about money, about their gradings, and I'm this, I'm that. Stop that bullshit. I never called myself grandmaster. My student, now I'm teaching 45 years. It's a natural process. You can be a grandmaster on a certification, but you cannot be a grandmaster of life. This is the people make you grandmaster, not the fucking certification. Your experience and how you carry yourself, and how you teach and how you help your people, how you share the wisdom you have with you, the experience you share, make these people good, make them very good. And I do the best. The one thing I cannot control is their character. Some people come already with their mind and stay with me 10, 15 years till they get their 5 PG or something, then backstep me and leave. Fake friends. I have seen them coming and go. These people think they're something, and then they think they know everything. It doesn't matter. I'm not perfect. I have these people. People leave me too, Paul. It's normal. I don't lose them. They're losing me. That's the point. I don't lose. I don't cry. The door. Never stop a traveling person. If you want to travel, please go. The world is big. Enjoy. But don't steal my student after. Don't talk shit about the nest you have so many years eaten and drink from. Go. So that's it, Paul. Very, very simple, my philosophy. But I'm not in the mainstream of Wing Chun. I don't care. I do my thing. And when the homeboy talks bad about me, I push him. Come here. That's it. And nobody so far is what I'm looking on wood. Ever anybody put me down or something. All this bull gossip that I lost the fight here, that bullshit. If I would ever lose, this would be so famous all over the world. All over the world. So it's all bullshit people talk. I'm here. I'm a decent person. I want people to learn good Wing Chun. Please.
I don't know if you read it. I was in Belgium teaching, and we talked about the story about Bas Rutten.
Yes. Yes, I'll tell you the story about Bas Rutten, okay? You mention it, please. Yeah. Go ahead. Let me see what you know.
And I had the fortune of meeting a gentleman who wasn't well. He wasn't well. And he's Turkish. And I listened to him. He talked to me for a long time. And then he says, I was there. And tell me what happened. So I was curious. And he says, Sifu Emin, they came. It was Marco Ruas, Bas Rutten. I was trying to record, but I couldn't because I had a terrible phone. And I said, and he said, but Sifu, he never backed down. He never backed down. He says, this is not true, what you're saying about some fucking martial arts magazine. And he says, but if you fight, I'm going to fight you to the death. And they thought about it. They thought, yeah. But that's how he interpreted it. He never said you were scared. He said, this is what I saw.
It's the same thing happened in Amsterdam when the 10 free fighters came. And Fred Royers called them, they all set it up to fight me, and they start to apologize. I said, okay, who's the first? Same with Bas Rutten. He came with barefoot in my gym. There, Marco Ruas, the guy who's the chief prosecutor of LA County, is a Jewish guy with a gun. He come with a gun. Michael Casey, my top student in LA. They were all there, about 60 my students. And some friends, about 10 of these guys, right? So that guy, the prosecutor, is the head guy of Krav Maga. So all the Jewish thing, and all this bullshit with them, they're all hanging together. And I'm Turkish, I'm Muslim, I'm the terrorist, I'm the bad guy. So he came in and already shaking. I said, you talk about me. Now, I'm telling the story before that. 3 weeks before that, way back then, I will not mention my ex-girlfriend's name, very famous person, and my 2 children, my son, Wachtet, and my daughter, Medina. We were in Sunset Plaza in Los Angeles. And Marcos Rua was there. Sorry, not Marcos Rua. Bas Rutten was there with 3-4 these MMA guys, his friends. So I'm with my family there. No other fighter students with me. And he was talking trash about me, I know that. So I went up to him. Hey, Bas Rutten, you talk trash about me. I'm right here now. Why don't you come on, let's fight in the street. I have nobody of my children and my way back then girlfriend, right? So he was shaking. It's not true, nothing, blah, blah, blah. That's it. And then he left. That's true. So first of all, he knows that. Because of that, they came like, I think 3 weeks later, the 10 people with Marco Ruas with a gun. Michael Casey saw the guy had the gun here, that Jewish guy. So now he started there, the deficit, like about 6 feet. And he talked about this. I said, hey, I stopped you in the street, remember? Why did you fight that? Come on, fight. No, he started to talk. And he's shaking. Everybody said, I was cool. I had my hands in pockets smiling. I had so many real fights. I don't care. All this stuff with the MMA, whatever, people, he's tough with the MMA tournament. You know, I have seen champions in tournaments in the street of nobodies that get their ass whipped. They get hospitalized from people that are not in tournaments. They're street people. So it's a different thing. You know, my mentality is working different. So, and I said, okay, Marco, boss, come on, make you move. If you can't take the echo, attack me. Yeah, but I said, you want to talk or you want to know? You want to attack me or you want to talk? Well, I want to know this, I want to know that, just like the Turkish guy said, right? I said, what do you want to know? I said, I didn't do anything in any magazine. Who the fuck are you? I was already famous, nobody know you, I said. Were you in the 80s? People know me in the 80s. People know me in the 90s. You just now. So what? So he was like this. Oh, what? I want to know who. Okay. You want to know who did this? I didn't do it. So they said, okay, let's call Frank Schaefer, who was representing for the Kenschbeck Holland. So I say, okay, if you want to know, let's go in my office. We went upstairs. Michael Casey came with me. Marco Ruas, all these guys. So I called Frank Schaefer. So I didn't know about this magazine till that day. I only know that Bas Rutten was talking trash about me. And Mickey Rourke, my friend, said, oh, Bas Rutten is saying this about you, that's about you. That's why I stopped him in the Sunset Plaza. And then 3 weeks later, they came. You see, these are things people don't know, but people talk. They know nothing about, same with William Choi, they're nothing, they've never been there. Oliver Becker, my student in Wuppertal, Germany, is one of my highest 7PG. He was there. His school Lee invited William Choi. He saw live what I did to William Choi. So I didn't do the cheap set, all this live William Choi talk. He was there. Then 6 months later, he became my student, and he's since September 86 that happened with William. And 6 months later, Oliver came as my student still today and active. You know Oliver Becker, so you saw his videos, I'm sure. So now we go in the upstairs in the office. We call Holland and Frank Schaefer. Hey, Frank, how are you? Oh, Sihing, how are you? Hey, all that stuff. What fucking magazine you make an interview in my name and then talk trash about Bas Rutten stuff and stuff? Is Bas Rutten's here? He wants to speak to you. So then Bas Rutten, hey, Frank. They did it, and Frank was like, right? And I said, when I'm back in Amsterdam, I'm going to visit you, and we're going to clear that. So that's it. Then Frank Schaefer basically hang up. So, and then Bas Rutten goes to me, okay, now we cleared it, was not you, all good. I said, no, okay, good, it's clear, right? He said, yes. Okay, Bas, you're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. Now we go down the gym. I want to fight, for peace. Let's fight now, see how we go. No, we don't need anyone. Now everything clear. That's it. And a couple of months later, I meet him in the Dragon Fest at the parking lot. Michael Casey, everybody there again, the Dragon Fest, my show I did there. Yeah. So, hey, why don't we train together, Bas? We're friends now. No. That's it. That's the real story. That's it. Same bullshit with the Gracies, my friend. Blah, 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 blah.
There's an economic return to fight you if they made it a cage fight. But that's not your mentality.
Look, that's not
our mentality.
Look at
it's very hard.
Bruce Lee. Look at Bruce Lee. I interrupt you. I'm sorry. Look at Bruce Lee. Never was world champion. Nothing. I'm not a world champion. I have no medals, but I'm famous. Bruce Lee's famous. Everybody talk trash about Bruce. This guy. What's the Aikido guy? Funny guy. The big guy.
Steven Seagal.
Hey. I met Bruce Lee. I fight Bruce Lee. I win. I beat him up. When Bruce Lee died, he was only fucking 15 years old. You know that video. You saw it in Google. So it's like the same bullshit.
I trained with Sensei Steven Seagal in Russia, 2019.
I met him. Yeah. He goes like, he doesn't, first time He goes, so Wing Chun is the best. We're sitting in a restaurant, is opening, he's a shareholder, is a grand, every movie star there. Say, hey, he goes like, you think Wing Chun is the best? I said, for me, yes. So, and you think you're unbeatable? And my then girlfriend was then kicking me, she knows my mentality, kicking me so to be quiet. I said, you know, there's the door. Mr. C, let's go, let's see if you come back in. Then he was like this and then stood up and left. Now he's a big guy, he's bigger than me, I don't care. The problem is this, if people talk too much. Look, I never challenged anybody that challenged me. I always defended myself. They always had more publicity. The Gracies had the publicity. William Chong had the publicity of the media. The UFC, the Gracies, that they didn't want to fight me. They called all the European magazines. They were shitting their pants. Roy and Gracie called me, and Reza, my wrestling friend in Los Angeles, I put on speaker. Oh, he called me. Oh, Emin, you know the fight never will take place. I said, fuck you, motherfucker. Take your fucking, he's a lawyer. Take your tie off and come and fight me. Oh, we are 500 Brazilian. I said, okay, I'm only one Turkish guy in LA. You 500 Brazilian. I said, the Brazilians, real Brazilian, Turkish, good friends nationally. We're good people. But you are the worst representative of Brazilian. And, you know, he screwed Royce for money. He screwed Rickson for money. He's the older brother. So fuck him. I said, you know, he said to me, the fight is not going to happen. Norbert Schiffer, who had all the 28 countries in Europe, or 27 magazine, he called me. The Gracie was integrating. He asking about me, and Norbert knows me. He said, Emin will kill Royce. He will totally destroy him. He said, no bare knuckle fight. Remember, no rules. And they sent me a book this big, about 80 pages with rule off. He said, fuck you. I said, we make the fight in a room. Who wins gets the video, all the money, or if you want to do the UFC, all the money goes to children, to homeless children and stuff like this. No, because the television wants to make money. That's the reality. But I have no power because I have no connection with the media. Right? That's it. That's the reality. I don't care what people say. I know there's only one God, and I know I speak the truth, and that's it. I don't need to prove to anybody who I am. Anybody can come and if I go to your school, I want to fight you.
Can I ask a crazy question? If they offered you 300,000 euros to fight Basrudin in the ring, would you do it? 300,000.
My friend.
I'm just
I
curious.
could have done everything. I would have done everything if this is my way. I would have done it. I'm not a sportsman.
Right.
I'm not scared of fighting Basrudin. Anytime he wants to fight me, come and like they did in my school, challenge me and come and fight for real. Let me see if he walks out. There's nobody going to interfere and stop. I'm not one of those other guys. So first, secondly, if I want to do tournaments and you met me 25 years ago or something, then I would have done tournaments. I would be not teaching. I would be not a teacher. I would be not Emin Boztepe, the Emin Boztepe today. I would be a tournament guy. You understand now? I didn't do that for that.
I spoke to Bas about 2-3 times in the last few years. And,
yes.
He's a nice guy. I said to him, why do you hate Wing Chun so much? Because I had some stories. And he goes, he didn't want to talk about it. And I said, and obviously we referred to you. He says, no, he's okay. I just don't like him very much. And that's all he said. But
but you know what? The Sweden, what you don't know is another thing. Before he was even famous really that much, he came to Sweden and took some of my students who liked to wrestle more, because I do already the anti-grappling all stuff. So and when they went to Basrudin, so Basrudin get jealous because I was very successful. This is another things you guys don't know about it. So this started already when I was in Sweden. This was in the 90s. So in the 90s,
what do you think of Bas personally, though? Personally,
well, listen.
The way he works. You like the way he works?
I understand. Every person singly is a wonderful person. I think every boy one-on-one, I will understand very good with everybody. The problem is people around them talking trash. I never done anything this Basi guy. I never met him before till he started the bullshit. He started the talks. Okay, was Frank Schaeffer who started with the interview apparently, But he started to talk because Mickey Rourke and so all this came to me that he's talking trash about me. I never met the guy. And then when he stole prior to Mickey Rourke, 5, 6, 7 years before he met Mickey Rourke, he in Sweden, he took my students. And then they talk about me all the time. So you get jealous. That's all it is. But
I need to know something. Sorry to interrupt you. I've always wanted to know something. Did you train or give a bit of input of Wing Chun to the famous Roberto Duran? Is this true or false?
To who?
Roberto Duran, Hands of Stone.
Oh, no. Hey, listen. When I was with Mickey in the early 90s, 91, so he had a loft apartment on Santa Monica and I forgot the sites around Santa Monica. And I was every day there and was training. I met Roberto Duran there, fantastic person. And I had a couple of students came and Mickey was like, "Oh, you're the fastest jet," because he doesn't understand the Wing Chun. But he said, "You're the fastest step I ever seen by any fighter." Then I grabbed Mickey too. He was boxing, he wanted all, and I grabbed him, I started him clinching, and then I kept on the floor and played with him, and I left him up. And Mickey Arsenetto is a tough guy to go into the ring and box. But all the stuff is a big bluff. So I met Roberto Duran, I met Victor Cordoba, I met some very good boxer because he's in that scene, he knows all, he's a movie star. Of course I met, but I didn't spar or something with Roberto. Always in street clothes, friends.
No, you know why I ask? Because there's these videos now. I put one on my page, and you see him. He's doing jiu-jitsu coming in, and he's working with. And I said, "Where is he getting this from?" You know.
With Victor Cordoba, well, he was also 4-time world champion from Panama too. So I was in the ring, and he wanted to know what we're doing. So because when he was preparing for a championship, and I asked him, I go boom boom boom, and I said, "Oh, okay, I can't." He was afraid to get hurt because he's preparing for a championship fight. So it's okay, I do slowly. So I explained Victor Cordoba that. And Roberto was there too, and very nice guy. I really, really liked him. I mean, he's a bit short, and I have photos with him, and way back then with the people, and it's in the internet. Put them. I will become a good friend with Muhammad Ali.
I have an idea. I have an idea. Sorry to interrupt you because we're nearly running out of time. Sorry.
You record the shit. You recorded the shit.
So no, there's a nice memory I have. You gave me a really beautiful opportunity when we met. You let me teach all the grade 6 to grade 12 for 5 days, because in Australia I learned the anti-fighting, anti-ground fighting system. And Sifu Fisher, we had our problems, but the good memories I have is that, Jesus, it was like going to a fight club. Every bloody lesson, every seminar. And he wanted all of us to be tough fighters, everybody. So, I did about 7 years. And then I had this mentality, of this hard, very, very hard training because I put in a lot of hours. And that when I came to Italy, it was a bit of a shock in my local region. So I only have about 3 people who are still with me after 24 years of teaching in Italy. But they were not used to the Lazar programs the way they used to be, the way I learned them in the 90s. So anyway, you gave me this opportunity, and I had a big head, big ego I have. And I said, I taught this grade 6 to 12, and you taught the technicians. Anyway, but every time you did Chisao, you would always say to everybody, "Where's Harvey?"
What? Where's what?
You used to say, "Where's Harvey?"
Where's Harvey? Oh, my friend, you don't see the rabbit. Yeah, you know the movie, right?
Yeah,
Harvey, my friend, that bunny. James Stewart was one of the first did the movie and then make a remake. Yeah, this was fun time. Yeah, Fisher, you know the thing with Fisher, he came to the Pauschal with me. He was near Nuremberg over there, and it was always nice. But you know, the problem with people when they teach, you're my student. I can play with all my students. I don't need to beat them up to look tough. But people don't understand the way I teach and train. My students don't feel like I beat them up. It's training for them. It's hardcore. I don't hurt them in that sense. But over the years, Ken spread over to make me people, because I get successful. He always competed somehow with that, and put also Fisher against me after the Pauschal. So Fisher became more with Kanspek because he wanted to go to Australia before he was chief instructor.
I used to sponsor him. I used to sponsor for 2 or 3 years. I sponsored Fisher.
Something he doesn't remember. Right. I know. The thing is,
he always slept in my daughter's bed. We gave him even our house. We gave him because he expected it.
Well, when you invite people and you do that, people have to behave accordingly. Yeah. They have to be respectful for their family. But the thing is, even you're the student, but Fisher in my school, he couldn't take hard training so well. But from his students, like you, he punches students, and also naturally a very big guy, but not with me at all, because with me it was like very, very careful. I was like pushing him. But even with my top students, lower level than him, they were very tough in my school. They were trained every day, morning and evening, 5 days a week, morning, 5 days a week. I had very good students. So, but this is, everybody went to Kanspek for after Ben Wagner, rest in peace. Very, very beautiful, nice guy. He learned first and second technician. I went many, many seminars in school. Then he worked in the Langenfeld, in the headquarters, in the castle. And then within 1-2 years, he changed. He became like, I said, Bent, you learned from me. You came to Los Angeles. You stayed with me. You met James Coburn, James Caan. You met Stallone. You met so many stars through me. What is it? You're like an enemy now. You're cold. Oh, no, Sifu. But was Kanspek didn't want people always badmouth me. So, but not in my face. Always nice. So these are all things people don't know. It put everybody against me. I don't know what I have done to people. I said, what I have done to you? Nothing. So why are you doing that? Then I don't
understand this either. I don't understand it. Sifu, my life,
anyway.
To what you've done, I've done, this much, you've done this much. But in this much here, I was lucky. I don't know why I was lucky. Maybe I had some favors. I got this opportunity. I don't call him a Sifu. I call him Sijo. If he had his way, I was supposed to eliminate Yadarola, and I would have got 5th master's degree. I don't lie either. This is the truth. I said, I'm not like this. And I think he wanted to use me similar to, because one night, I don't know if I should talk about this. We don't have to put this in the interview, but
whatever you want, it's your interview.
I remember him very angry, and he was showing the magazines of Sigmund Kanspek, and then he was talking about you, and he said, I did this, and if it wasn't for me, he's not grateful, he's a rebel. And I said, Sijo, I said, aren't you the king of kings? Aren't you the number one guy? I said, I was also there to protect 3 important people in the Italian community, masters, Paolo Di Lisio, Stefano Stellato, and Andrea Cesana, Luca Cesana. And, they were not rebels. They just simply wanted to learn under him. And that's it. They did nothing wrong. So I know about this politics. When I started to go to learn from Sijo, I was lucky. Every day I was with him, and every day I would hear the same stories. I was lucky because I met the Chinese community. I learned a lot of things. I met Suyuk Man, had an interview, which I bloody lost. I was using it, and he was very generous with me, Sijo. So I can't be used to just for your means, for your purpose, because you got a problem with Oyadarola, or you got a problem with him and this. I'm not a killer. You know, if I'm going to fight somebody, he has to hurt me. He has to really break my balls, and then I'll fight. But I never look for fighting. So this is why I understand you. Like I said, I did this much. Fucking, he calls me 36 hours notice to go fight a cage fighter for his program because nobody wanted to fight. And, you know, this is why I'm thankful to Federico and another good friend of mine, Antonio Saracino. These people, Antonio Saracino, we call him the white fly because he's really, really tough, Sifu. He's an MMA fighter. He's a free fighter. He won the world titles for the Chinese Sanda. He won the first championship MMA fighting, full contact MMA.
What is his name?
His name is Antonio Saracino. And I worked with him for many years. I worked with him for many years in security.
He's in Italy, right?
He's in Italy, Savona. We got tough people in Savona. We're very tough in Savona.
Good.
From Australia
I
to
like
Savona.
tough people.
So Savona, Varazze, Genova.
The problem is this, Paul. That's the problem with this, because people like Sergio or Dragos, all these grandmothers, all these people, they created Kansprecht and Leung Ting created them. That's the reality. They created their own rebels because they were not teaching Wing Chun, they were making politics. They had more for intrigue, put people against each other than teach Wing Chun. That's the reality. I mean, if you step back, really step back, why so many people get kicked out, and after they're kicked out, oh, you know what, I didn't teach him the right form. He doesn't know Wing Chun. Then gossiping like women, Leung Ting and Kansprecht, after these people, they're expelled out of the association. My energy is not going for that. Okay, here we're doing a reportage. I'm not teaching. This is okay, because people need to hear both sides. No, I don't have the power with the media. The others have. But the thing is this, my energy goes to my students. When I teach Wing Chun, I teach Wing Chun. I don't talk with my students about politics and other things. Yeah. After dinner, we talk about world politics, we talk about philosophy, we talk about other things. But when I teach my people. You are not my slave. Students come, trust you, they see you, oh, this guy, he's famous, I want to learn this style, go. And then they sign in, they become member, all of a sudden they're slave. All of a sudden, they must do this for you, do that, do this. Hey, don't touch me, don't do this, don't stay like this, don't do this, don't do that. Well, you know, education and good manners is being taught when you're a baby by your mother and father. When you come into the Wing Chun world, it's the same. When you step in the Wing Chun world, if you're 50 years old or 20 or 18 years, people must teach you and show you the tradition. You come in, you bow, you say Sifu, Sigung, whatever, and that's it. But you're not a slave for them. My students are not my slave. My students are trust me that I give them the best education, more than they pay me the money, more information than they pay me. So they're very, very happy. Yeah, but again, I have people that come calculative to use me as a board to their certain levels of knowledge, and then they backstep you and leave you. But fine, that's life. Yeah. I'm not crying. I have thousands of students. I'm teaching 45 years. I've been 35 years not out of the aeroplane out of my 45 years. You know that I've been like crazy, right? So that's it. So I don't need to prove to anybody anything. Like all this, 63. Now I go put a Brazilian tanga and go in the UFC and fight. For what? If I want to be a sportsman, I would have done in the 80s. There was no. My training and my thing, the anti-gravity, everything I did in the 80s, there was no mixed fighting. I did probably more mixed fighting than before mid-90s the UFC started. You know, in the 5 UFCs, the first 5 were all pre-arranged. Bill Wallace said it. Ron Van Cleef, before he died, they get money from Roy Gracie to promote the Gracie. And you know, chemo, the guy way back, the first chemo, Royce pulled his hair, and that took last 2 fights, Royce on the bar out. He couldn't walk. And then make him the winner. I mean, come on. And then after the fifth UFC, they stopped.
There are some good fighters.
Yeah, but not the first. No,
in the 90s,
first five,
Don Fry, but well,
in the first 5, there were unknown people. After they sold the rights, after they took Royce 2 times out of the ring,
yeah, they
sold
said that
the rights.
publicly. They said that publicly. Recently.
And then they didn't fight. Every other fight, Gracies went into UFC, they lost. They didn't go much anymore. So that's it. After that was the Americans a little bit, then the Brazilians and the Americans, and then was the Russians for a while. Now it's all the Dagestan, Habib and these people ruling now.
I had the honor to be thrown by Alexander Emeliankov.
The Russian guy, yes. But listen, they're all fantastic people. I have very good friends doing Thai kickboxing, very wonderful people. They're all one good. You know, like you asked me with Bas Rutten earlier. If Bas Rutten would meet me first before all the bullshit, one by one, maybe we'll be very good friends and train together. The problem is gossip and other people's bullshit talks make this enemy.
I'm doing bullshit talk. I'm doing bullshit talk. I'm trash talking. I know it'll never happen. That's good.
Don't worry.
I know it'll never happen, but hey, it's a nice thought. But I was happy to see that, you know, Bas, I talked to him once years ago, and he promised my wife one of those breathing apparatus. And
okay.
I got to know him today. And I said to him, hey, you made a promise. How come you never gave it to me, right? And so he told me how to do it, because it's very hard to get to Italy. He said, unless I get it from Holland. And then he sent us a program, about 15 minutes, on how to breathe and how to strengthen the body. It's really cool. It's really cool. I like
people do this.
Well, my idol, my first idol is Muhammad Ali. Man, I love that guy.
And
I know it. I've got his posters. You know?
If you go in my old, you know, my old in Facebook or something, you see pictures with me and Muhammad. A very good guy. I've been twice on his grave and prayed for him. A good friend and really, really decent person. Real good human being. I love him. You know, he did from the world championship. He become a greater person in real life than the championships. He just uses as a vehicle. Look, the same. I use Wing Chun as a vehicle to meet you. You, my friend. I met you 20-something years ago, and today, look. And this is common respect and friendship. And all my students, the same thing. And you have bad apples, Paul. You have people backstab you, people trash you. You know what? It's a natural selection in life. They go. And you never hear about them. Look, all these people have backstabbed me, left me. They disappeared. Nobody did anything. Where are they? Why are they Wing Chun not better than me? Or people have so-called challenged me. I never challenged anybody. This is what freaks me out, that people think I'm the bully guy. I never challenged anybody. Everybody challenged it. William Chun challenged the whole world, anytime, any place, anywhere. Racists challenged me and 9 other people. Old people, Jean LaBelle was 73, they challenged. And accusing me, I fought the 42-year-old William Chun. I'm 63. Come on and touch me.
42,
if you touch me, you will feel that.
42, you're still.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I'm 60 years old. I remember at 42, 45, I was very strong. It was after
I'm still strong. I'm still good, but I'm not a tournament guy. You know what people mistake is that you got a ring and then you have to jump around for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
We talk real fight. I'm still good. Don't worry about it. You know, but the point is, it's just this bullshit talk of people making people enemies, and then you have people like these grandmothers that just want to use you. Ilaroda, write me letters, want my respect. I said, for what? But I did so much for the Wing Chun. What? Yeah. What do you, I did so much for the Wing Chun community, blah, blah. What did you for the Wing Chun community? I did the ancestor. I said, listen, since Grandmaster Yip Man died, there are more than 20 books of original Yip Man students who wrote about the history and the family. Who the fuck are you? What do you know? And then he married a Chinese girl, learned some Cantonese, I think, and then he met all these Chinese people, old people, and then he just fucked up the whole mentality of the Wing Chun people using the Shaolin original long pole form and saying, this is the original Leung Ting light, everybody light. I said, listen, you idiot, this is the original Shaolin Kung Fu. It's a very long form. When they exchange the Ba Cham Dao with the long pole, the Wing Chun person, or the Chawasun, who put it down to the 6.5 point form for just attacks and some defense, just to build the body. The long pole, if you have a good heavy stick, it's very, very tough training. Depends who you teach. Most people teach little Chi Kwan, little bit application, then teach the form, take money and go. Real training is different. Real training is like the old days I did. Same with the long pole, same with the knife. People just go and make forms. You know, you have to strengthen your arm with a knife. You have to drill to the knives. It's not easy. But they don't train. They just do the forms and say, oh, I have everything. I'm the grandmother. Fine. You know, the good thing I like about boxing, Thai boxing, wrestling, you go into mistakes, boom, finish. So that's the problem with the Wing Chun people. They talk their way out, and in full contact sport, you get hit. That's it.
Sifu, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Okay. So
while we're doing this, of course, ask me.
So no, it's just something that I've worked on for a long time, and they talk a lot about internal training. But if we forget about what they're talking about, you know, on the internet, but just on a personal level, I had the privilege to work with a lot of people in the Tai Chi community, Ili Kwan community, and I thought it's pretty amazing what they can do. And
of course.
But I know, because I had witnesses, I did close to a full contact with a Chen family Tai Chi master who also did Sabata. And I had the mentality that I have to have the last hit. I'm a gentleman. I don't care about getting hit. But I said to my student, yeah, but if I want to be the last hit, then what's he going to do? But what I was trying to say is that from when I started going to China, I did about 3 trips, I think. And in the mornings, I would hang out with the guys who did, you know, Tai Chi training, sword training and stuff like this. And also our father, my brother, we grew up with a professional soccer player, A grade. He lived his whole life for soccer. They gave him a soccer ball when I'm joking, you know, he died with soccer. He loved it. And he loved chess. So he gets you to the point of having a very deep discipline on your body. And I believe that through deep relaxation, you can develop a lot of power. But the problem is that when they get stressed and forced, they're not used to reproducing this relaxed energy because they're being attacked. Okay. And I know that Wing Chun, they aim to be neutral and have this neutral source of it. I think it's amazing because I did a lot of meditation and it taught me a lot, in particular with Grandmaster San Chin. And, but I know, by my opinion, that they're 2 different worlds. They're so similar, but they're 2 different worlds. One reason I think this is why I love my first lineage, Grandmaster Su Shung Tin, because he never wanted to attack. He was always neutral, and he showed the functionality of the body. It's fantastic, but to do that under stress is another story. And people always forget the stress factor. You know what I mean? But on a personal level, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I discovered that by applying this, in the end, all Kung Fu, I was taught that was everything is always internal. It's never external. Maybe we use too much excess, but everything we do is internal. We think internal. We produce everything through our minds. And so the body has to obey, but you need to come to a deep level of relaxation, meditation, listening to your body. And I learned from other systems, but I can apply this in Wing Chun. But if I say to my students, I say, fuck, to be neutral like this and be in combat, man, we're two different worlds. It's two different languages. It's not this. After much experience, much training, you can connect the two. I don't know if I'm making sense, but what I'm trying to say is that I think the internal work, if it's understood correctly, is good. There are people in, I think in Malaysia or China that are doing MMA fighting just with Tai Chi. And they used to get beat up. But now, they're learning to work with stress. So it's very interesting evolution. I see this with Wing Chun. But there's too much publicity. I've got the real Wing Chun. I have the... in Italy we say, ma vate a cagare, non rompere i coglioni. Basta. We earn 1,300 euros a month, 1,500 euros. We have family. And you want to sell me the real truth? I have to pay 250 euros for a fucking internal ancient bloody, I don't know, what do they call it? What Sergio teaches. You pay 250 euros for a certificate.
Well, Leung Ting and Gansberg invented the breathing health Chun Tao, which doesn't exist in traditional Wing Chun.
This is what I was told, by the way. This is what I was told.
Remember? I didn't pay. I was at the seminar because I had to go. I didn't pay. They had to pay. They charged 500 euro and was packed. And all bullshit. They changed the fourth set. The third set, they changed.
When you left,
funny noises.
When you left, I was there. Everything has changed. We have a different part to the Chum Q. The Butsi changed. The wooden dummy changed. We had the secret.
Because this was the only way to say people Emin Boztepe doesn't know. We didn't teach him the right thing. That's why he changed. He's the technical director of the Yip Man Golden Book of Wooden Dummy. And when they didn't want me anymore, they make the new yellow book, Leung Ting's Wooden Dummy. And then he changed things. He put like things also in every poster, the old poster on Bucci. Remember the Bucci? This set doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So, but then after I left, so that's what I said in the beginning of our conversation today. He is the one that's distorting the history to make himself, and he's a liar. Leung Ting is a liar. Sorry, you respect him. I don't respect him. He's a liar, a manipulator.
Sifu, look, I don't want to teach anybody anything. This is for me, for my sanity. There are people that I deeply, I could, and I have it all in here, but I think I'd rather speak good about the good things because I prefer to put things in a good light.
But
Sijo, if I ask him something, whatever I asked him, I think I paid him well. Whatever I asked him, he did. He asked me. He answered me. There was no, but you have to do this. If I asked him a question, I was not. I know that in the 80s,
of course.
I think 80s or 90s, somebody went from the WTO to teach in Hong Kong. Did you know I taught there or not? I was the first Italiano-Australiano to teach in the Kowloon School.
So you bring the Gnasno, Marco Polo's Gnasno spaghetti back to it.
I'm Genovese. Listen, I'm Genovese, mate. I'm Genovese.
That's it. The point is this: everybody's Wing Chun goes us there understood Wing Chun. The problem is Wing Chun itself is pure. People make things out of Wing Chun, whatever they want to make. I teach scientific. 1 × 1 is 1. That's the formula of Wing Chun everywhere. But here I cannot explain everything. It's another whole interview. People don't, and if I meet you again and we do a session of Wing Chun, you will be, oof, because things you never heard that on teach you and is based on that. That's why my Wing Chun is also different. Because people teach Wing Chun the way they think it's good. I don't teach Emin Boztepe Wing Chun. I teach scientific Wing Chun. You know, nobody moves like me, and I don't move like other people. Everybody is unique. So I have to teach scientific. That's why Wing Chun is a system, because one works for everybody. Body size, age, doesn't matter, female, male. So therefore you have to understand this, but they teach techniques. But on what is it based? On what is the Bongzao based? Where's the static? How you build up? Where's the Bongzao? You go to a seminar, one instructor Bongzao is it, the other instructor Bongzao is the other instructor, boo, boo, boo. You get confused. A lot of trees, you don't see the forest. There's only one Bongzao. There's only one Tanzao. It's a physical action, and there's a 4 dimensions like an airbag in a car. How does an airbag in a car function? That's all science. Wing Chun, self-protection, is same built on the same mathematics. They cannot explain you that. They just show you technique. And their Wing Chun is good as they have understood. Therefore, they talk, I teach the real Wing Chun. I don't care. I'm not in that scene. I didn't know you were teaching in Hong Kong, because I'm out of that scene. I do what I do. I teach my people. I educate them. I don't care. People talk.
It's only because I've got a bit of an ego, and I want to show you how good I am.
But look, I have an ego. It's the rest. When I met you, I told way back 25, 30 years, 40 years ago, I have an ego is enough for the rest of the world. But the point is this, the difference. My ego is to make myself good, to make Wing Chun work for me. So, and then I share my ego with my students to make them good, not to show off.
Yeah.
Not to show off for other people. I have this, I'm a master. I don't need people follow me. They know over 50 countries I had branches. They know I had so many hundreds of students and thousands. They know I'm not getting out of the airplane and airport. I travel. I don't need to prove that. It's there. People follow me. All the magazines, I never ask for a magazine, come and do something. I never ask you. You ask me to do this. So all the publications. So I don't care about this. I am me. I'm this little guy. I'm back in my village where I started. I'm born here and I'm back here. Life is a circle. And about your Tai Chi friend, why Tai Chi with MMA? I told you something in the beginning. Yes is only yes if you have no. If they only do soft, how can they be explosive in a fight? That's why they lose. Now that they're experimenting the hard, so the soft and hard missing, they become more successful with experience. That's the point. Do you understand now? Yeah. So that's the Buddhism, it achieves Taoism, balance. Because you're mixing both elements. Man, woman, mix, babies. We love babies. At least the production of the babies.
Sifu, so we have to go. We have to go.
Okay.
I hope,
you're the boss.
Me. What did Sifu? It was an honor.
Relax.
I was really waiting a long time to do this, and I wrote it on my script, but I'll say it from my heart. You're an ambassador, mate, for our art. Thanks for contributions and everything that you've done, because I think a lot of people don't understand it, and I really appreciate it. It's also helped me personally with certain directions with Wing Chun. And I see it a bit differently, but I don't think I'm better than anybody. Actually, I know that I'm low grade. So I really thank you for doing this. I hope people see another side of you, and and see the honest side of you.
I'm always being honest. I've never been. I hate fake. So the thing is, Paul, you are already the best for me.
It breaks the internet bullshit. It breaks the internet
you're the best. You're already the best for me. That's it. You're the champion. So don't worry about it. And I'm not that. I never want to be something. I'm just who I am. But people make. Now look, we did a beautiful interview. You're gonna make and you put it out, and there will a lot of people say good things, and a lot of idiots I never met in my life will talk trash. Fine. Thank you very much for the people talk trash, because they make me famous. Thank you. So how can I say? I thank my enemy to make me very strong. And that's it. And my friends are my friends. That's it. Friends are always there. And therefore, look, I all want is my students even people backstep me and left me, I know they still trust me because I teach them the best Wing Chun. They always promise me to be loyal to me. I don't believe in loyalty. Loyalty, it goes when people want something from you all the time, but promise you, I will be loyal the rest of my life. I will be loyal. But you say, no, don't give what they want. Their loyalty shrink together. Their loyalty disappear. So I don't give a shit about loyalty. Loyalty people, real loyal people are loyal. They don't talk about it. They're with you. Like Oliver Becker, like Michael Casey, 40 years with me. Or others, I have many other names. They're still with me. Or out of Wing Chun, normal friends. Loyalty is not spoken. People there with you or not there with you. But trust. I fight every day for my students to trust me. Other people expect their trust. Hey, you have to be loyal to me. You have to trust me. I'm your Sifu. I don't care. I fight for my Sifu, my students that trust me by teaching them very well. Because I already trust them. I know more than them in my world. So, they don't need to. I trust my student too, but still, backstepping is backstepping. But nobody of these people ever say anything about, and I never criticize the skill because it's my signature. They learn from me. But their character is miserable. What can you do? A cheater is a cheater, a backstepper is a backstepper. Let them be happy. I love you very much. You're doing a great job with this. And I think you open many people's eyes, And I hope I come maybe, so I'm rebuilding Italy again because COVID really did a lot of economical damage to normal people. They don't have enough money.
Let's put this video out and see what happens.
That's it, exactly. And when I come to you guys, yes, I want to spaghetti bolognese and wrestle with you. And you, Madame, Signora.
Ciao, Sifu.
Arrivederci, notte.
Thanks so much.
Ciao.
Come chiudere?
Ciao.
Chiudere? I have to see. Ciao, Sifu.
Ciao.
Che c'era qua, vero?
Sì,
Ok.
è andato via lui.
Ok.